Afternoon, folks. I'm Dave Canterbury with Self-Reliance Outfitters in the Pathfinder School, and I'm down here at the Pathfinder Outdoor Classroom. I just walked back on this property drove back onto this property about 20 minutes ago, 25 minutes ago. I've been at a show all weekend, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I was at the Ohio Bigfoot Festival in Vinton County at the fairgrounds. And I know that the first question I'm going to get asked on this video is, Dave, do you believe in Bigfoot? The answer to that is, I've never seen one. Smelled one, found tracks, found sign that I thought was Bigfoot sign, or heard anything I thought was a Bigfoot. So until I do, questionable at best in my mind, okay? However, there's lots and lots of things in the woods and in the world that we can't explain and that we have to believe on in faith. Bigfoot is not one of the things that I have a lot of faith in. So I'm gonna have to actually physically see some hard evidence that I believe in my face before I'm gonna believe in Bigfoot 100%. Hope that answers that question. We get out of the way. Now, while I was at the Vinton County Fairgrounds, I did a keynote speaking on Saturday about survival kits in general and what people should take with them into the woods based on what they're doing to have an emergency kit available to them and how much it should weigh, the contents, things like that. All things that I've taught in my videos, all things that I teach at my classes. One thing I did that was different at this keynote speaking I thought was worth maybe covering a video on this afternoon, because I hate not making a video on Sunday evening, is 10 things in your kit that you should never skimp on dollar-wise. You know, sometimes they say, buy once, cry once, right? Well, I'm a big believer in that mentality. Even Horace Kephart said, buy the best that your purse strings can afford, right? Some things you can skimp on because you need to wait to save up for them. Some things I would not skimp on if I could possibly help it right off the bat. So let's talk about those 10 items in your kit. Okay, so we won't follow the 10 C's directly with this conversation, but you will find that all of these fit into that 10 C's category in one way, shape, or form, okay? And remember that communication is a form of signaling. So when it comes to survival priorities, navigation and signaling being number 5 on the list here at the Pathfinder School, in the top 5. Communication by radio, communication by PLB, those are all a form of signaling for rescue. All right, so let's get that out of the way right off the bat as well. So let's start with these top 10 real quick. I don't want to make this a really long video, but I want to get it out there for you guys, all right? And this is the backpack that I took with me that I used right out of my truck for this conversation. So I took everything out of this backpack as we spoke to this at the event, all right? Number 1, boots and socks, all right? To me, that's one of the most important things if you are traveling in the wilderness on foot especially, but even if you have a POV of some kind, it can always break down or something can happen where you do have to walk. So good boots and good socks are key. Now I also keep a pair of extra socks in my bag because I have a waterproof bag in there made of Dyneema that has one base layer in it, generally a lightweight base layer. It has one sleeping cap, generally the same merino wool material, minus 33 degrees, and a pair of darn tough extra socks. I only wear darn tough socks. Boots can be pick and choose, right? I've worn lots and lots of different boots. Lots and lots of them have worked out very well for me. I'm wearing a pair of Keen hiking boots right now, and they're probably the most comfortable I've had for a long time. So if you were to ask me what hiking boots should I go out and buy, I would tell you that these Keen hiking boots are pretty comfortable boots, no doubt about it. If I had to grab a pair of boots out of my closet for a day hike, that's generally the ones I would grab, okay? So boots and socks are number 1. The next one is a pack. Don't skimp on your backpack because it's your house. It's going to contain everything that you're going to carry in the woods that's not in your pockets or on your person or on your belt are going to be contained in this backpack. Does that mean it has to be a certain brand of backpack? Absolutely not. It needs to be a comfortable backpack that will carry 25 to 30 pounds-ish, up to 40 maybe, fairly comfortably on your back. An external frame is fine, an internal frame is fine. Again, that's dealer's choice, but make sure that the pack is a quality material, quality pack. If it's guaranteed, that's even better because then you don't have to worry so much about it because you know the company that makes it, if they guarantee it for life, they must believe in the product as well, okay? That's a lot of what I look for when I'm buying product is, do they guarantee this product for life? If they do, they believe in that product. And that's why everything at the Pathfinder School or at the Pathfinder store, at Self-Reliance Outfitters, or however you choose to call it, the Self-Reliance Outfitters website, if it bears my logo It's guaranteed for life because I've used it, tested it, beat on it, and I trust it, okay? That's what I look for when I'm buying gear as well, especially if it's another brand of gear, okay? So your backpack is your next most important thing. So look what we're working at right now. We're looking at the externals. We got our boots and socks, our backpack. Those things need to be heavy duty, bulletproof things that we can rely on, okay? The next one is a tourniquet, okay? A good tourniquet that you know how to use, that you can carry on you to get to at a moment's notice, not necessarily on your backpack, but on your person somewhere, so it's going to be with you guaranteed, is important. What type of tourniquet you choose is up to you. Just buy a good quality tourniquet, okay? Wilderness first aid is a very important part of this, and understanding that is very important too. You should take a wilderness first aid certification course before you decide to recreate outside, in my personal opinion, and that will help you understand tourniquets that much better, okay? Your tools. Now you see I've got, in parentheses, I've got saw here, okay? Because tools can encompass a lot of things. Your belt knife, your pocket knife, your SAK, or your multi-tool if you choose to carry a multi-tool, your shovel, your axe, your saw. All of those things are tools, and I'm a tool-heavy guy. In this pack right now, I have a saw and a shovel, one on one side, one on the other. I have a belt knife on, I have a pocket SAK, but I have all good quality stuff because I've got to that point now, okay? If I had to choose one thing to buy that I was gonna buy the best I could buy right off the bat, believe it or not, it would be a saw, okay? And you're probably thinking, why would Dave Canterbury, who preaches the belt knife as a huge survival tool, makes his own knives even, why would he say I should spend my money on a saw, a quality saw, before anything else? Because in a survival scenario, fire and shelter are both critical elements of that. And a saw will do a fantastic job of creating material for those two things. A correct saw with a good 90-degree spine, like a silky saw, and I don't mean a pocket boy, I mean a big boy, okay? That thing will cut 4 or 5 inch trees if it needs to, if they're standing dead. It will limb anything you need to limb. You can saw half cuts in it to split it off so you can split wood with it, process material for tinder with it, use it as a flint and steel if you have to, and it cuts wood like a beaver behind on rent, okay? So a saw is the first thing I'm gonna spend my money on, a quality one, all right? And there's lots of other reasons that I won't get into in this video for that, as far as safety, learning curves, all those things between saws and axes. But a saw is gonna be my first choice every time to spend my money on when it comes to tools, and then I'll get the rest, okay? But the first thing I'm gonna spend good money on is gonna be a saw, all right? A metal container, going back to that guaranteed for life action, okay? I want a metal container of some kind in my kit that there's no chance anything's gonna happen to that if I stick it in the fire, if I drop it, if I bang it off stuff, if I drop it on a rock, I don't want anything to happen to it. So I'm gonna make sure I've got a good metal container in my kit. In my case, that would be some type of a canteen. I carry on the front of my pack the Pathfinder Canteen Trail Kit. That's always my first choice. But a water bottle and cup is fine. A cup and a plastic canteen is fine as long as you got the metal cup. But some type of metal container you can place in the fire without worry is very, very important, okay? Next, your sleep system. Your sleep system, you can't skimp on that. You want a quality sleep system. You don't want something that's gonna get tore up easily. You want something that's gonna keep you dry for sure, warm for sure, and will get you up off the ground to battle conduction from the ground, or if you're going to be in the air, you want something that's gonna battle convection so you don't get the old cold butt syndrome, okay? The CBS action going on. So a good quality sleep system that you're not gonna tear up quickly is very, very important, okay? In the totality of a survival scenario. And you should be carrying things to sleep comfortably, even if this is my backup gear or my backup backpack. I should have those 3 elements of in on under, and they should be quality. So I'm gonna be able to get a decent night's sleep, even if I have to stay inconveniently camp for the night. I wanna inconveniently camp fairly comfortable if I can, okay? And many of those things are as lightweight as anything survival on the market, all right? Now, base layers. Like I said, I always carry a bag in my pack that's got several things in it, from socks to a spare pair of underwear, to a spare lightweight base layer, to a sleep cap, and a buff. All merino wool, except for the socks, which are darn tough socks, okay? The base layer that you choose is up to you, but I would buy a quality one, a quality set. I've been using minus 33 degrees for probably 12 years or more, and they've never let me down. So I stay with them, right? Things that don't let me down, I tend to stay with them and preach them. Whether I'm working with the company or not working with the company, Doesn't matter to me, okay? If the product works, I'm gonna say it works. And minus 33 degrees works great, okay? Minus 33 base layers are perfect. Outerwear, okay? Again, this depends on the weather, depends on the scenario, but whether it's a rain jacket, whether it's some kind of a wool shell, no matter what it is, it's gonna be your outerwear. Maybe it's just a Swagman roll or a Forester's quilt or some kind of a Whoopee jacket, okay? And I wear those a lot. You want that stuff to be really good quality. You don't want it to get tore up easily, and you want it to be something that you can rely on multifunctionally, right? If you're gonna wear some type of wool for outerwear, I like stuff that will unbutton so I can thermoregulate. I don't want something I gotta pull off my head if I've been walking a long ways and I'm sweating. I wanna be able to open it up to thermoregulate, not take it completely off if I don't have to, because that involves taking off my pack and other gear, and I don't wanna do that if I don't have to, okay? A compass. Buy a good quality compass. Bite the bullet, okay? It's an insurance policy. Don't go out and get a junky compass. Get a good one that you know you can rely on from a company that backs their product up with great customer service, okay? I started working with Brunton several months ago. I'm still working with Brunton in their engineering department on some things that I want to see improvements on. But I will tell you that Brunton compasses, their customer response is amazing. Their customer support is amazing. Their shipping is amazing. And that's why I sell them on my site now, okay? Silva, Sunto, good companies as well. But buy Kaminga. Any of those are good compasses. But don't go somewhere and buy a $20 compass thinking that you're going to get a quality compass, because you're not going to. Spend the money on a good one. And the last one on the list is a PLB, a personal locator beacon. I choose to carry Garmin, all right? I carry a Garmin InReach on my pack 100% of the time, and I pay a subscription so that if I'm in real trouble, all I have to do is hit the button and I know someone's gonna know it, all right? It's that simple. So there's lots and lots of those on the market today. I've done videos on a couple of them as well, and I will tell you now that after all of these years, Garmin is it for me. Garmin is it for me. I'll say that again, Garmin is it for me, okay? If I had to choose one, it would be a Garmin. If I had to choose one Garmin, it would be an InReach. Small, simple, easy to use. All I really worried about is the panic button on that bad boy. I don't need the GPS and all of that mess. I have maps, okay? And I have a compass. I know how to use them. So I don't really need the GPS. The messaging service is great if I get in trouble and I can't get my cell phone to work. But that panic button is what I really want, and Garmin has fantastic service, okay? So that's the top 10. Those are the 10 things that if I'm gonna put them in this pack, I'm gonna make sure they're quality 100% all the way, and I'm not gonna skimp on the expense of buying them, because it's gonna be a buy once, cry once thing. And then peripheral things from that, I'm going to buy and work up to the best that I can afford along the way, but they don't have to be necessarily perfect right off the bat. But these 10 things, I want the best I can get from the get, all right? Listen guys, I appreciate you joining for this quick late Sunday video. I just wanted to get something out there for you guys from this talk this weekend that you may have missed if you weren't at that festival and didn't get to see my keynote, so that everybody could listen to it and it was shared worldwide, not just in one small segment, okay? I appreciate your views. I appreciate your support. I thank you for everything that you do for our school, for our family, for our business, all our sponsors, instructors, affiliates, and friends. And again, our website is selfrelianceoutfitters.com, home of the Pathfinder School here in Southeast Ohio, where we teach lots and lots of classes every year, from basic, intermediate, and advanced survival, intensive navigation, ropes and rigging, wilderness first aid, Red Cross certification, medicinal edible plants, folk skills, and lots of other things that you can find on our website, again, at selfrelianceoutfitters.com. I'll see you guys on the next video, and again, I appreciate your views. Thanks.